Hello, everybody, and welcome to, I believe, the third deep dive into. Right?
Maybe
Yeah.
the fourth? No,
Did we do one on the actual?
we did one for like the 5 seconds.
Right, but we didn't do one for the last E3 trailer, right?
No, because I think that was just like everything we did.
Right. Anyway, I'm John
I'm
Rarigan,
Neal.
and I'm joined by Neal.
Hi, I'm Neal.
Hello, and we are here.
We're
as
we're, we're, we're
always.
here where the dragon's mouth meets the serpent's jaws.
Yes, that is exactly where we are. We're here to talk yet again about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. We got some new footage, a new trailer, and some new Let's Play footage of Breath of the Wild at the Video Game Awards tonight. And so we're going to go through it, take a look, and see what we can glean. First of all, this armor that Link has looks so cool, and still not a green tunic.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder when they're gonna finally put him in his iconic tunic.
It'll be, well, they're gonna go off the Super Mario Bros. Movie strategy, and it'll be in like the last 10 minutes of the game.
And I also like
the ending credits.
Yeah. So this ruin, it's the Zonai ruins. I wonder what like anagram or whatever that is. I mean, because wasn't that what a lot of the E3 ruins were? Like there was an anagram of Anuma.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Like, is there like something like an Iones or something? I don't know.
We can go through. We can do a Know Your Developers purely off of the anagrams from Breath of the Wild.
So I do like how they show off in this Let's Play kind of different ways to do things. So like Trinan attempted to just brute force it and it didn't work, and then your boy Nate, he goes and he sneaks around and gets the drop on some of these, I guess, the Lizalfos.
Yeah.
And this is the entrance of a ruin. There's a sleeping guy there.
And this looks a lot cooler. Like, so far we'd only seen the shrines, which all kind of looked the same.
Yeah.
And were very bland dungeon environments. This looks way cooler.
Yep.
This is like a friggin' Zelda dungeon.
Yeah.
And I like that. These weird Lizalf, I guess, are they Lizalfos? I don't know.
I think so. Or yeah, Lizalfos. It's weird that they like refer to some of the weapons as Lizals. Like I guess maybe
they're like the spines of Lizalfos.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's a weird dark place in Zelda world. The other thing, we saw this guy at the beginning of this.
Cass. He's a minstrel,
yeah.
or no, he's like a bard.
He's
Troubadour.
Sort of bird. Yeah. And yeah, there's already been some comparisons to the Rido.
From Wind
He
Waker.
looks more like a parrot to me.
Yeah, that just seems like
an
anthropomorphic bird character who sings songs and plays the accordion.
I don't feel like he's proportioned right to be a Rido. I don't feel like he's the right species of bird to be a Rido.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's more like the natural evolution of the Loftwing.
Yeah, no, and that's
like the Loftwing evolve into this intelligent accordion-playing creature.
Yeah, because we're also, as we get to the trailer that they kicked off this Game Awards footage with, there was another character that looked like he could be, the same species of Cass.
Yeah. Where was he? Now I have to fast forward through it until we find it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go searching.
When like the airship shows up.
Oh, okay. Wait. Whoop, back down you. Oh no, he went up. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh man, he moves fast.
He looks like Falco. That's
Is
what.
Oh wow, he does look exactly like Falco.
Whoa! It's so weird.
Holy crap!
But like, I guess like he doesn't look as bulky as Cass.
No.
But like, I still like, they do seem like they're like, of a similar bird species.
Right. Yeah, and we've seen like sky-based species a lot in Zelda. That's kind of like an overarching theme that we see in Twilight Princess. We see it in Skyward Sword. We see it in Minish Cap. There's a lot of that.
Yep.
So we may be getting back to some of that stuff. Let me go back to the actual trailer here and start that up.
Yeah, so they have like this weird like the fabric stuff. There's the Sheikah symbol, and it
reminds me a lot of the intro to Skyward Sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so there's I guess trees sprouted from the Sheikah tear.
We also see trees, like these trees are in fall. I don't know if that's actually changing seasons or if it's just those trees happen to be orange.
Yeah, maybe like because we did see like the snow stuff in the E3 footage off in the distance.
Yeah.
Maybe there are different areas that are different climates.
Yeah. We have other life forms.
But like, okay, go back to
this
that
trailer.
beach. Like, look at how cool.
Yeah.
Just this vista. It looks very Xenoblade-y, which we know that this
Yes.
is Breath of the Wild is running on the Xenoblade Chronicles X engine, and this is a moment where you can see that.
Yeah, you get those incredible draw distances that Xenoblade had.
And it looks like the end of this bridge. It looks like there's some kind of statue thing.
Oh, on the left side there, yeah.
And then we have one of the fallen, the Guardians is over by the beach.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I can use incredible video effects live as we capture.
Yeah,
I hope this works, otherwise I'll have to match this up to me saying this. Yeah, so we've got a Guardian. We've got the statue.
Yeah.
And we've got Doofles.
Yeah.
Make goofy hair.
Yeah. He's got a spear.
Yeah.
Just a dude. It's kind of the first time we're seeing like other people in this game.
Yes. Yeah.
Or I guess randoms, NPCs galore.
We got these guys. So those people fighting, those aren't Link.
Yeah. There's like someone helping you out.
Right. In fact, I don't know if either of those guys are Link. That's just some sort of encounter. So it may be that the monsters will actually.
Are we sure that guy in the front isn't Link? I guess maybe.
This guy?
Maybe he's not. Yeah.
I don't feel like that's Link. His face looks weird.
If
I can just, you can kind of see him right under this Moblin's grundle here. That's awkward. I don't think that's Link.
But he's about to get a face full of something.
Of Bogoblin Grundle.
But yeah, I didn't notice that the first time watching the trailer. And then there's that nice.
We got a horse tent.
Yeah, like that weird horse building.
Yes. So that's we can learn a lot from that. Once again, more people that aren't Link.
Yeah,
which is cool.
and a dog.
Puppy. Yeah, puppy. And so there are towns.
Yes. And I like the multi-levels of that. That kind of reminds me of how like the Goron city was set up in Ocarina of Time. And then here's our bird
Falco.
dude. That bird dude in the airship.
His airship is even Falco.
Oh wow!
I didn't realize
It's the Great Fox. I'm going on a mission.
Yeah.
This is actually the prequel to Star Fox.
Yeah.
And then there's all the Guardians underneath.
Here's what we'll base our entire backstory theory off of, is this one picture.
Yeah.
Of you have a castle, you have like a weird monster standing in front of the castle, this may be Ganon, and you have an army of
Guardians.
robots.
Yeah. And there's the Guardians attacking.
All of this looks perfect.
And
we have this person.
Okay, now here we get to the fun part.
Here's where things get real interesting.
Yeah.
So when I first...
So that's a lady.
Yes. Yeah. And when I first saw it, so she's dressed a lot like we keep seeing Link dressed.
Yeah, complete
in, the blue tunic. And when I first saw it, I was like, is that Lady Link? Is this their way of saying like, hey, guess what? You can choose genders. But then at the end of the trailer, we see her and Link together.
But do we that's so if you compare what they both look like I would assume it's just two ladies, but one of them is in a different outfit. Look at the gloves different. It looks like it's more of a regal getup, whereas the other one's more matched up to be.
That is a different person.
Yeah, almost be identical to Link's out. I mean, not totally identical because it's not a perfect match, but it's just very similar.
But she has kind of like the same satchel thing going on.
Yeah.
And
the Sheikah Slate. The Sheikah Slate looks like it's clearly in her hands.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So maybe I don't know, or it's just a companion character.
Yeah.
That could be Zelda, or the other person we saw could be Zelda. We don't know. But yeah, the plot thickens.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to poke my nose around things and see all right, so is this is playing as another character confirmed? Do you play as Zelda? When I tried to reach out to sources about that, the response that I got was can't say.
Cool.
So
that's a definite 100% confirmed yes.
Yeah, and I heard that from actually multiple people. We're just like,
so
not gonna touch that one. So who knows?
That's 100% confirmed.
Yeah.
Zelda for Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
So
and
next
the new Metroid game. No.
Yeah. Metroid Prime Federation Force 2 Hunters. Pinball.
So now we have, so we got this like goop coming out of the castle, which I would assume is probably the castle that was shown off in the distance being attacked by Calamity Ganon.
Yep.
In the E3 footage, and that might be Calamity Ganon attacking.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like there's a big mass up at the top that it looks like this.
It's not quite as shaped as we've seen Calamity Ganon.
But this could be like an origin thing.
Yeah. So there's that. And then everything is destroyed. We have a fountain. Looks kind of like the fountain that's in the middle of Hyrule Square in Ocarina of Time.
And Twilight Princess.
Don't mess with my theory, Neal. Let's not get into that timeline. Otherwise, my theory falls apart.
Well, it looks like both. Just saying. All right, then something magical is going on with Link.
We have a very smart. He has a very red nose.
Yeah, maybe he's Rudolph.
Maybe. And then we are to clenchy hand Zelda. And that's it. That's what we got.
So I guess. Where do you stand on the I guess as I'm calling the Legend of Zelda Infinite Ladies theory? Are they the same lady? Are they two ladies? I don't know.
Oh, the two people from I think that they are two. Well, maybe it's that there's like regal Zelda, and then just like Zelda took the form of Sheik to hide from Ganon. Maybe there's like adventurer Zelda. I think it would be cool. Maybe you can just play as Lady Linkle. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
I mean, with that, I mean, that would just be like such a ridiculous misdirection back for B3, where like Anuma was just like, oh, that'd be ridiculous playing as a woman. Like.
Yeah. Well, it was all.
Like there were some horrible quotes coming out of E3, where it was just basically being like, women play video games, like, and like it would be the kind of thing. It's like when you get all that kind of bad press about it. Why don't you just say that then?
Yeah.
Unless maybe that's why it's like not coming out until later in the year.
Dude, women take a long time to animate. You can't just like pump that out. You gotta delay your game. There's no other way. Oh, Link clearly has the Master Sword in this shot.
Yeah. No,
That's straight up like Ocarina looking Master Sword.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because he does not have it there.
Yeah.
But in that last shot, that is the Master Sword.
Like, just 100%. I don't know, Neal.
I mean, I'm kind of dumbfounded at this point. Like this was a great trailer. It was a really good trailer. I would like to play this game.
Yeah. I love that shield.
That is a really cool shield.
We can note from that shield, based on the heraldry, that this takes place after Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Because we have a Triforce.
And a Loft Wing.
Yeah. That's all I got there.
So I assume you're gonna be doing a deep dive into your timeline theories, but before we kind of do that full on analysis. What's your gut telling you?
As far as like timeline, or as far as just is this game good?
Timeline and story.
Okay. I am sticking with what I said before. Because I haven't seen anything. I'll have to like go in really deep to see if anything like actively contradicts it or points to something else. But this Link still to me very much seems like a warrior Link that has he seems experienced. Like I said in the earlier video, he wakes up with no instruction and just starts tearing shit up. And to me, that is a Link that has done this before. The way they talk about him implies that he has done this before. And I think that's where we're gonna go. The one interesting theory that has been brought up to me a few times is that it is in the Fallen Hero timeline, but this is in fact the Fallen Hero, and it's Ocarina of Time Link.
Yeah.
And that is a cool theory, and I like that theory. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think mine is I would love to see just like the bonkers timeline convergence stuff that everybody keeps on.
Oh yeah.
Like that would be beautiful. I think that this is going to be. I mean, it's definitely after Skyward Sword.
Right.
I tend to think that this might still be before Ocarina, before the timeline split.
You think so?
Yeah, like I think this might just be like the next adventure after Skyward Sword.
But they call him Ganon.
Ah, shit, you're right.
And they didn't call he was Ganondorf until after Ocarina of Time. In fact,
I'm rooting for timeline convergence.
Okay. Going for like the least common denominator.
And like that would also like kind of in a way that like Fire Emblem Awakening was this great kind of like celebration of the Fire Emblem series. Like maybe Breath of the Wild could do the same thing for the Zelda series, where for the 30th anniversary, although the 31st when this game actually comes out, it kind of just brings in all of these different elements from Zelda games that you've loved over the past 30 years. Like I think that would be really neat, but who knows?
We shall just have to wait and see. When do you think this game is coming out, Neal?
Summer 2017 is definitely not March. Like it's not coming out at Switch launch.
Are you willing to give a very specific date?
I'd have to look at a calendar. So if you have a specific date.
All right, let me get my specific date here. It's gonna come out on April 21st.
All right. I think that's the same. That's the same as Persona 5. I think right now.
Good.
All right. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm gonna go later. I'm gonna say August 25th.
Ooh, after E3.
I think that so there's some logic I feel with that. Is one, I think this coming out in June would be a mistake, and that's what currently there's been some placeholder stuff online that have said June. Nintendo doesn't really release games in July. I don't expect that to change with the Zelda game. I guess like I could see it coming out in April or May, kind of like how Splatoon came out in May.
Star Fox came out in April.
Star Fox came out in April. Like Nintendo usually seems to like drop a bigger game in that window.
Mm-hmm.
But I
think the original Star Fox came out in April.
Yeah, I think it did. I think it was April '92.
Yep.
Or was that 90? No, it was 92. Right? Or was it 93?
I think it would be 93.
Okay.
92 is a little early, I think.
Yeah.
For Star Fox.
But anyway, that's not here. This is Zelda. But like so Switch is coming out in March. It's not going to be out. Zelda will not be out in March. Like I feel very confident that from both reports and also like I don't know if this game is totally finished right now. I mean, we'll find out more January 12th. I feel like April would be too soon after Switch launch. Then I feel like it might potentially be overwhelmed. I guess I'd put a little. If it weren't August, or September, I'd probably say May. I would be shocked if this like slips and becomes like the fall, like the holiday release of 2017. I think that something would have had to have gone wrong
as a Wii U game.
Yeah,
it cannot. Like that's
Like I think that if something went wrong, if this game isn't out like before September.
Yeah. Do you think the Wii U and Switch version will launch on the same day?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think it'll be similar to Wii and GameCube, where the Wii version will get like an eighth of the amount of copies in production that the Switch version will get.
Though didn't the Twilight Princess had separate release dates, correct?
Yeah, it was like a month apart.
Okay.
But that was because it came out on Wii launch, and like that's a total logical thing to not have Twilight Princess when you're launching a new system. You don't want to have like you can get this game on the new system that launched today, or you can get it on the GameCube. Like that just seems counterintuitive. Like that for that instance that makes sense, and I think that if Breath of the Wild was going to be a Switch launch title, I think the Wii U version would come out a month later. But I think if it's not a Switch launch title, then I think they'll come out on like the same day.
Okay. Well, do you have any other Any other comments to make on this new footage?
No, I think that's about it. Other than like I want to play this game. That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah, that I could agree with that statement. I think
I do. There might be some other video that I do. I'm like working on a script for something, so maybe me saying this here will make me do it. But I'll ask you your 2 cents, and I'll save my 2 cents for a later date. Do you think maybe we'll see a demo of this game around the launch of the Switch that you could download on your system and play some of this game?
I could see the Switch launching with an exclusive demo that you can't get on Wii U. Like, as that one extra little incentive.
Even if it was just kind of like the Wii U demo.
Like the one from E3. Yeah. Just like wander around the plateau.
Yeah.
It makes you start over every 30 minutes. Yeah, I could definitely see them doing that, or give you like a small area and like a shrine to wander around in. It's Nintendo, so you'd only be able to play it 11 times. But yeah, that's a possibility.
Just leave your system on forever.
Yeah, never turn it off. All right, well, I think that is where we'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining yet again, Neal. I would say this might be the last Zelda deep dive.
No.
But that's pretty optimistic. We might beat out Star Fox for number of deep dives.
I feel like we're going to be reconvening in like a month and like 6 weeks.
Oh, true. They'll probably have a new trailer in January. And all right. Well, I will see you then, Neal.
All right, and till next we talk.
Bye.